Not every woman is your enemy. The real challenge is learning to spot the few who want to build, not drain. Brothers, let's be real. If you've been through divorce, betrayal, or financial chaos, you know how easy it is to slip into one belief, that all women are selfish, manipulative, or only out for money. I understand that belief. It comes from scars that are real. But here's the truth. When you live in that mindset, you don't just protect yourself from bad women, you also block out the good ones. And yes, they do exist. Some women want to partner, not drain. Women who see life as a team effort, not a transaction. Women who understand responsibility, respect boundaries, and want to build something lasting. The problem? They don't always announce themselves. They don't wear signs that say, "I'm a teammate." You have to know how to recognize them. That's what today's talk is about. We're going to break down why extreme negativity kills opportunity, the 7 traits of women who truly want to be teammates, and 5 micro-tests you can use to confirm if someone's the real deal. Because here's the truth. Bitterness builds walls, but standards build gates. And if you build the right gate, the right people will walk through. Why extreme negativity burns good opportunities. Let's talk about the mindset many divorced men fall into. The heavy belief that all women are the same. Yet, at first, it feels protective. It keeps you from being fooled again. It gives you the illusion of safety like armor you never remove. But over time, that blanket belief creates blindness. It's like wearing sunglasses indoors. You're safe from glare, but you can't see the beauty either. One man once wrote, "After my divorce, I swore off women. 5 years later, I realized I wasn't protecting myself anymore. I was just isolating myself." That's the tragedy. What starts as self-defense slowly turns into self-destruction. Because when you assume the worst in everyone, you don't just block the harmful ones, you block the good ones too. Think about it. Imagine meeting a woman who genuinely respects you, who listens without judgment, who carries her own weight. But what does she hear from you? Bitterness, cynicism, anger. That's not protection. That's poison. And she won't stay. Why? Because teammates don't build with bitterness. They build with trust. Here's the truth. Negativity repels. It doesn't discriminate. It pushes away manipulators. Yes, but it also pushes away potential allies, women who might have brought peace into your life. So the first shift is this. Don't deny the reality of your scars. They are real. They are earned, but don't universalize them either. Your past is a lesson, not a prison. Instead, use those scars as a filter. Let them sharpen your vision, not cloud it. Let them guide you toward standards, not walls. The goal is not to distrust all women. The goal is to trust wisely, selectively, based on evidence, not emotion. And that's where the work begins. Not in staying bitter, but in learning how to recognize, patiently, the traits of a true teammate. Because peace doesn't come from suspicion, it comes from discernment. And the man who learns to shift from bitterness to clarity, from walls to filters, from anger to standards, that man doesn't just avoid pain, he creates the possibility of partnership, the kind that lasts. The 7 traits of a teammate woman. So how do you spot a woman who actually wants to partner? How do you separate the ones who drain from the ones who build? Here are 7 traits every man should watch for. 1. Responsibility. A true teammate owns her choices. If she makes a mistake, she admits it. If she promises something, she follows through. Responsibility is the opposite of blame shifting. It means she doesn't twist the story to make you the villain every time. It means she doesn't run from accountability, but steps into it. Pay attention when she talks about her past. Does she always paint herself as the victim, while everyone else was toxic? Or does she admit her part, her missteps, her growth? A woman who takes responsibility builds trust, because you know tomorrow's problems won't always land on your shoulders alone. 2. Respect for boundaries. A teammate doesn't punish you for saying no. Oh? She respects your time, your space, your needs. If you tell her you're busy tonight, she doesn't guilt-trip you. She doesn't accuse you of neglect. She understands, because she knows partnership doesn't mean possession. Boundary respect is non-negotiable. Without it, peace dies quickly. So watch closely. Does she listen when you say, "Not now"? Does she honor your rhythm, your solitude, your rest? Because the woman who can respect your no will also respect the man you are. 3. Financial transparency. Money doesn't lie. A teammate is clear about her own finances. She doesn't pressure you to fund her lifestyle. She contributes what she can. Maybe it's not equal in numbers, but it's equal in effort. She sees money as shared responsibility, not free access. Beware of the opposite. The woman who treats your wallet like her safety net, who hides debts, who avoids honest conversation about spending. Transparency means no hidden accounts, no secret obligations, no manipulative pressure. It means she's willing to talk about priorities, to plan, to build stability. Together. 4. Reciprocity. Relationships are about give and take, not constant giving on your side. While she takes endlessly, a teammate shows effort, emotional, financial, practical. If she expects you to listen, she listens too. If she wants support when she's stressed, she shows up when you are. Reciprocity is the heartbeat of fairness. Without it, resentment grows. So ask yourself, does her energy match yours? When you invest, does she invest too? Or do you feel like you're carrying the whole load? Because a woman who reciprocates doesn't just want what you can give, she wants to give back. That's what teammates do. 5. Growth mindset. She doesn't believe she knows it all. She's willing to learn, adapt, and grow with you. Life is not static. Careers shift. Bodies age. Seasons change. A woman with a growth mindset embraces that change and leans into it with you. She doesn't cling to, "This is who I am. Take it or leave it." Then, she says, "I can grow. I can evolve. I can walk this road with you." Then, that humility, that willingness to improve, it matters more than beauty, more than spark, because growth builds longevity. Stagnation kills it. 6. Long-term orientation. A teammate isn't just there for the fun, the trips, the perks. She thinks about the future, about building stability, about sustaining peace. She doesn't flinch at conversations about health, retirement, legacy. She's not only chasing the highs, she's preparing for the lows. Watch her intentions. Is she with you because of what's shiny today, or because she sees a life that could still matter tomorrow? Long-term orientation means she values consistency over thrill, and that's what turns companionship into partnership, not a fling, not a phase, but a foundation. 7. Mature communication. She doesn't fight dirty. She doesn't weaponize silence. She doesn't store up grudges, only to throw them back in your face later. Instead, she talks through issues calmly. She listens when you speak. She knows disagreement isn't war, and conflict isn't betrayal. Mature communication doesn't mean she's always sweet. It means she's steady, even in tension. She seeks resolution, not destruction. The opposite, the woman who cuts you with words, who withdraws to punish, who uses communication as a weapon. That's not partnership. That's warfare. A teammate knows words can heal, or they can harm, and she chooses to use them carefully. Now here's the key. Any woman can say these things. Anyone can claim responsibility. Respect. Reciprocity. The difference is not in words. The difference is in consistency. You don't judge by what she says. You judge by patterns of behavior. Over time, one man put it perfectly. Words are cheap. Behavior is expensive. Watch what they pay with. saying the 5 micro tests. So how do you test if a woman is really a teammate? You don't jump in blind. You don't hand over your trust just because she looks kind or says the right things. You run micro-tests, small, quiet checks, not to play games, but to protect your peace. Because trust is not built in declarations, it's built in patterns. Here are 5 you can use. 1. The time test. Time is the most honest currency you have. Does she respect it? If you say you're busy, does she pressure you, guilt you, accuse you of ignoring her, or does she nod and give you the space to finish what matters? Watch how she responds when your schedule doesn't bend in her favor. A teammate understands life has demands. A taker makes you feel like her convenience should always come first. 2. The money test. Suggest splitting a meal. Suggest sharing the cost of a weekend trip. Her reaction tells you more than hours of talking. Does she act insulted, as if contribution is beneath her? Or does she contribute willingly, even modestly, because she believes partnership means shared effort? Money is not about the dollar amount. It's about mindset. Does she see you as a provider to drain, or as a partner to build with? 3. The boundary test. Say no to something small. It could be as simple as, "No, I can't talk right now." 4. Does she respect it? Or does she punish you with guilt? Cold shoulders. Emotional games? A woman who respects boundaries is rare and valuable, because if she honors the small no's, she will honor the big ones too. But if she can't accept even the smallest resistance, that's not love. That's control. 4. The stress test. When something goes wrong, traffic, plans fall apart, the dinner burns, watch her. Does she stay calm, laugh it off, adapt, or does she explode, lash out, and turn a small problem into a war? Stress doesn't create character. It reveals it. Anyone can smile when things are perfect, but only a true teammate remains steady when life is messy. 5. The vulnerability test. Share something small but personal. A childhood memory, a quiet fear, a failure. See how she handles it. Does she treat it with care? Respect the trust you gave her. Or does she dismiss it? Worse, does she throw it back at you later in an argument? Vulnerability is the ultimate test, because it shows whether she's a safe space or just a temporary stage. These aren't games. They're reality checks. Each test reveals whether she operates as a teammate or a taker. And here's the truth. One failure doesn't condemn her. Everyone stumbles. But repeated failures? That paints the picture, because consistency is the proof. And a woman who passes these micro-tests not once, but over time, that is the kind of woman worth building with. At the end of the day, here's the truth. Not every woman is a rival. Not every relationship is a trap. Some women, rare but real, are looking for the same thing you are. Not drama, not control, not convenience, but teamwork. The danger is this: if bitterness becomes your shield, you'll miss them. Because good women don't stay where cynicism lives. They're not afraid of your standards, they're afraid of your walls. That's why you don't need to believe every promise or every smile. You need to watch patterns, responsibility, respect, reciprocity, growth, consistency that holds up over time. And when you test wisely with time, with money, with boundaries, with stress, with vulnerability, the truth reveals itself. So don't hide behind the lie that all women are the same. That's not wisdom. That's fear. Wisdom is this: bitterness builds walls, standards build gates, and the men who learn the difference don't just protect their peace, they find partners worthy of it. If this spoke to you, drop a quiet comment. I choose standards, not walls. In 40, because peace isn't found in isolation. It's found in the right alliance.